Hello party people, what's up? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Tori, and for today's video, as you can tell by the title, I'll be talking about the ways I would style my 2022 predictions. In case you haven't watched the video, I'll link it in the cards and I'll link it down below, but I had a couple people, like literally 2 people, ask me to make this video, and I don't even want to count one of them because one of them is from one of my best friends, and I'm like, thanks for the engagement, Emma. But yes, that's what we'll be doing today. So hopefully this video gets to you before 2022. I'm currently re-recording this video because I hated the footage of the last one. So hopefully I don't hate this footage, even though my hair, it's not cute. It's not cute. I wrote all my thoughts down, so if I'm looking over here, that's why. So in case you need a refresher, these are the trends that I mentioned in my video. I mentioned pixelation is the new grain, big bags, skater sneakers, bold prints and colors, Virgil abloh inspiration, ironic and cute tees, equestrian / like wasp chic, and scarves. So obviously the first one, pixelation is the new grain, can't really explain how you would wear that because I think it's more of a way that we will be presenting ourselves online. Pixelation is the new grain is everyone is bringing back older camcorders, older like cameras, and so I think big bags are going to be huge. One bag that's already taken over like my personal sphere of influence is the Telfar bags, where I think we're moving away from like very structured micro bags into more big, slightly structured, or even kind of floppy big bags. Other bags that come to mind when I think about this, I like the Balenciaga City bag that I've mentioned in like a million videos right now, and I'm just like mentioning it in hopes that someone in my life will just like randomly gift me one. I don't know if you ever come into like $1,000 and you feel like spending it on me. Please buy me a Balenciaga City bag. I also just feel like big mom bags are coming back. Also in like these kinds of styles, I'll throw them up on the screen, but I think they're going to be big. And I feel like when it comes to bags, the way to make something your own is to wear it with outfits that make you feel like you, or to buy colors that make you feel like you. Moving on to skater sneakers. I feel like shoes are very similar to bags in the sense that the way to make it your own is just to wear them with outfits that you like. I'm the kind of person, I've talked about it on this channel tons and tons of times, but I'm the kind of person where I don't like to feel like my clothes are wearing me. Instead, I like to feel like I'm incorporating even the most trendiest pieces I have into a style that reflects who I am and how I feel. So I feel like when it comes to getting a skater sneaker, don't just buy the one that you think other people are going to recognize and love. I think it's about finding one that fits you, fits your lifestyle, fits the clothes that you already have in your closet. I'm kind of being a little hypocritical with that because my shoe that I think is going to be my sneaker for next year is this pair of Veja sneakers. I got them for myself for Christmas, and I originally got them because I thought they were very similar dupes to the New Balance 550s, which are ridiculously overpriced on StockX and stuff. So I was like, I don't want to get that, but I do want to get a nice leather shoe. So I got this one, but I definitely am going to try and figure out ways to make it my own. Another way that I would kind of make sneakers my own is kind of similar to how I feel like we used to do it in middle school, and that is just accessorizing on the sneaker. I feel like this is something that's going to happen this year because it was happening a lot with Crocs. You know how people would put those little, I want to say giblets, but I don't think that's the right word, but like those little charms into their Crocs. I feel like people are going to be doing that with their sneakers. I mean, we saw Gucci had like these gems that you could clip onto their sneakers. I feel like when it comes to the summertime, people are going to be wearing anklets again and potentially trying to find ways to incorporate more hardware into sneakers. I also think of like the classic middle school thing of like switching out the laces to different colors or lacing them in a really fun design. I feel like that's going to be the way people are customizing a shoe, especially a shoe that's as universal as like a black or a white skate shoe. But overall, I think the trend of the skate shoe can definitely be summed up by the Demi Lovato's iconic song La La Land, who says, I can't wear my Converse with my dress. Well, baby, that's just me. I really think you can just wear sneakers with everything, and I feel like such a broken record and so lame for saying that because obviously you can wear sneakers with everything. Don't know how else you can update it because everyone wears sneakers all the time. But those are the ways that I would update it. I would also just like to say, if this brings back the sneaker wedge, that will be my 13th reason. Dramatic, but true. So moving on to the next trend I mentioned, and that was kind of a blanket statement of like bold prints and bold colors. And I think you can literally see this in almost anything that will be coming out this year. I just think we should be continuing to embrace bold prints and bold colors. Like I said in that video, I do think that like color and print is kind of going to be the 2022 way we express opulence, because, you know, we're going on 2 years of COVID and it's been really drab and sad. And I think wearing bright colors or wearing bold prints is a way that people can take themselves out of that. I think one way to definitely make it your own is to figure out for yourself what colors or what prints you really like. So maybe you aren't such a color fan. Maybe this is your time to embrace different kinds of prints that you normally wouldn't have, or just kind of figure out what prints you like to mix together. Or if you are someone who loves bold colors, look for your color palette. Look for colors that bring you joy, that already go with things you already own, or just go with like the seasons of your life or where you live. I feel like for me in California, I'm gravitating towards a lot of pinks and a lot of greens. And I would like to incorporate more of those colors and potentially more oranges this year. And I wrote down here, these are the 3 things that I think are going to be embracing this trend. And it's unitards, tights, and cord suits. So I feel like those 3 things are going to be the easiest ways to incorporate bold prints or bold colors into your wardrobe. If you wear fun tights or fun socks, I feel like that's another fun way to make the sneaker trend kind of less about the sneaker and more about your entire outfit. I'm really always on the hunt to incorporate more tights into my wardrobe. And I do think that suits are going to be more accessible. I don't know. I feel like that's where we're going in life. Moving on to the Virgil abloh inspiration section, I honestly feel like for the general public, or for people who aren't just posing for like editorials or Instagram, I don't feel like this aesthetic is going to stray very far away from the usual way that people wore it when it was very popular in the beginning of the 2010s. But I do think, if anything, we are going to be walking away from like these skinny biker jeans and more towards a true straight leg jean. Or if you want to be a little more experimental, I feel like jeans are going to be more inspired by the Western trend in 2022. So incorporating more of those like Western elements into this like flannel and graphic tee moment, I think is going to be interesting. I also think that people will also be inspired by some of Virgil's more recent collections, or his last collections before he passed. So I think that, again, that'll be going back to more bold colors and bold prints, but with this kind of like uniform as its base, if that makes sense. I don't know. Probably doesn't. Speaking of tees, let's move on to cute and ironic tees. I definitely feel like with this one specifically, I think a way to make it your own is just to find those brands and to find those tees that really speak to you and make you laugh and are very ironic to you. I feel like there are so many shops when it comes to like Instagram and Etsy and Depop who are making really cool shirts and styles and like just making it your own. This is gonna be so cringe, but other things I think will make it your own is just by finding things that speak to things you like. I have this one that says WandaVision and this one that says Only Angel, which are like very clearly Marvel and Harry Styles inspired, and those are things that bring me joy right now. So I would definitely rep these and find ways to incorporate these into more understated looks. I know a lot of people are not going to be into the ironic graphic tee trend, so if this is not for you, don't force yourself into it. But if you are someone who loves a good, funny slogan tee, just look for ones that you love. Look for things that bring you a little chuckle, a little laugh, okay? Within my notes, I also wrote down Diesel pre-fall 2022. When it comes to different ways to style it, I think we are going to be wearing tees with everything, which is like a duh because a tee is such a basic piece and it's such a simple top, but this is your reminder that you can wear a tee with anything. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I, again, just think it also comes to ways you accessorize. I wrote down that this year I really want to wear like a blazer and a t-shirt, like I'm going for Olsen twin chic. I don't know why. I think I'm just gravitating towards like my fellow Geminis, but I love the idea of like a slightly fitted blazer with a graphic tee and some jeans, and I think that is going to be a new formula I add into my rotation this upcoming year. Yeah, so I feel like that mixes kind of like the wasp equestrian chic, but also something with this tee. Again, like the Virgil abloh Pyrex aesthetic definitely relies on the graphic tee. I don't know. We're just being fun in 2022. We're not taking ourselves seriously because like the world is ending and we want to wear fun outfits while we can. You know what I mean? Moving on, I talked about equestrian and wasp chic, and most recently I've been seeing like ballerina core talked about. So I also think that like ballerina core and the idea of like the leotard and the leg warmers and the like ballet flats definitely dropped into the wasp aesthetic as well. So here I just wrote down a lot of different runway collections that I think will definitely inspire ways to style this kind of aesthetic. So I wrote down Versace pre-fall 2022, Jill Sander pre-fall 2022, Miu Miu spring 2022. 2022 is such a hard year to say. I think these are really fun because I think the one way that we are modernizing like the equestrian and the like wasp chic is just by adding more bright colors and prints, which I talked about earlier in this video. We're trying to make more drab pieces more fab. I would also say if you're someone who doesn't like too much bold print and bold color, I also really love Tom Brown, and I feel like that always speaks to like the wasp chic, but like kind of a different take on it. I also wrote down that we're definitely going to see more elongated collars, which is good for me because I've held on to all my blouses with elongated collars. I also wrote down slouchify it. So I feel like, again, when it comes to wasp outfits, we think a lot about super tailored blazers and super skinny pants with like the high equestrian boot. But I think we're just gonna be slouchifying everything. So things are gonna be oversized again. I've been seeing a lot of interesting blazers where like the waist is very cinched in, but the shoulders are very broad, kind of like giving David Byrne energy, and they kind of like tailor out. There's this Gani piece that I just like would love to have, but I don't have $400 to spend on a blazer. So I think we're going to see more of that. We're definitely going to see more low-rise trousers coming. I think baggy trousers are going to be something that we'll be seeing a lot more of, and people will be offsetting it with like maybe a really more tight-fitting top and some baggy pants. That's really it for this section. I feel like we've been seeing how a lot of people have been using the Western aesthetic in like more modern takes. The last trend that I mentioned in that video was scarves, and I feel like this is another one where it feels silly to find ways to make it your own or to modernize it, because I feel like it really just depends on how you yourself style it. I can't tell you how to style things to make it your own, like that doesn't make sense. But as we have seen this winter, you know, the big Acme blanket, like plaid scarf came back into style and everyone's had it. And I am kind of afraid that by this time next year, people won't be wearing it because it's been so oversaturated on their feeds. But I'm trying to have more hope in people and in society. And I hope we all continue to wear these pieces that we've bought next year, even if we've seen it all. I think scarves are going to be taking a lot of different shapes this year, and they can definitely be thrown into all these different aesthetics. They can be added to any outfit just to add more texture, more dimension. The necktie is a skinny scarf. I feel like that's something else we'll be seeing, especially with like the slouchified wasp chic. I mean, balaclavas are really huge right now too. So I feel like people are just going to be covering themselves with more fabric, and you just gotta find the one that fits your lifestyle and your aesthetic and your vibe the best. Yes, that's it. That's all I got for you. I really just brain dumped onto you, so I hope I shared any nuggets of wisdom, if you could call them nuggets of wisdom. And please let me know which 2022 trends you anticipate yourself embracing, or let me know, or you know what, just like tell me anything, because I love when we have a conversation in the comments. I hope you all have a beautiful day and a safe, if I get this up on New Year's Eve, I hope you have a safe New Year's Eve. I hope you have a lovely welcome into 2022, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye!